On the news tonight, all scholarships withdrawn after Mesoma Ejikeme admits manipulating UTME results. Court restrains Kano Anti-Corruption Agency police from arresting Ganduje. And experts call for caution as former Zamfara State Governor advises federal government to consider negotiation with bandits. Well, many thanks for joining us on News Now. I am Folashade Ogurinde. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board JAMB has issued an official statement following the acknowledgement by Ejikeme Mesoma that she forged a contested UTME result. Fabian Benjamin, the spokesperson, said it would not despair in spite of the painful realization that some Nigerians would do anything to cast aspersions on its good reputation. Meanwhile, Innocent Vehicles has withdrawn the 3 million naira scholarship awarded to Mesoma Ejikeme after the Anambra Committee on Inquiry revealed that a Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination UTME result was forged. Colonel Osigwe, head of corporate communications, Innocent Vehicles, said the company made a difficult decision to withdraw the scholarship in response to the confirmed findings. Now to speak further on this, Larry Siraj, Chairman, Human and Environmental Development Agenda Header, joins us now. Thank you very much for joining us. Now, what are your thoughts on Mesoma Ejikeme's confession that she forged her UTME results after she had played the victim at the initial stage of the case?
Thank you very much for having me. I think this is actually a very sad development and case and even story for Nigeria. Unfortunately, that episode and that case brought Nigeria into the limelight again for negative reasons, and of course it's also been mishandled by people who should allow the situation to have remained under the radar for the appropriate investigation locally, and at the end of the day, for the fraud that was committed around the case by Mesoma or people that probably must have hated her, to have kept the thing outside the limelight and also international attention. Unfortunately, the advent of the social media, and this is part of the unfortunate situation and also implication of it, have elevated that case, which is a clear-cut case with all the indications from the beginning, clearly showing that Mesoma was not really truthful with all the analysis, all the excuses, including the documents that she was parading. But I mean, the truth has to be told, and we need to also get this to ourselves so that we can be cautious going forward, and even in the future when we want to address issue. People tend to immediately ethnicize the issue, considering from where Mesoma came from, and then it was seen more or less like a deliberate action that was taken in that perspective by people who sees or perceive Mesoma as of their own. And when the reason, and I would want to say when reason should have prevailed, people decided to resort to sentiment that revolves around possibly ethnic and also religious issues. And people might not want to admit, but go and do a review and an analysis of the trend of how Mesoma was supported. People went to the extent of ridiculously calling for the remarking of Mesoma's paper, forensic analysis of what it is resolved, what are the papers, the original and the claimed one, even to the extent of the removal of the JAMB registrar from office, for supporting a sport brag or what can be considered a criminal act that was perpetrated by a young girl, either by herself or people who surrounded her. But for her to have also made herself available for such an action, it is very unfortunate, and we can be seen by the international community as almost just like a country of jokes. I'm happy that eventually the first confirmation, again, official confirmation by the third party is coming from Anambra, and that really tells many of the people, I hope quite a number of them, even though it is insufficient to apologize, but many of those who have come out to jump into all manners of conclusion would see reasons to apologize and depart from the precedents and experience of using sentiments, primordial and mundane sentiments of ethnicity and religion to address national issues. And I hope also our religious institution, in this case now particularly the Anglican Church, our Anglican Communion, that came out to also address a kind of a national press conference. I completely felt that was really uncalled for. That was really
well, I would like to interrupt you here now. I want you to, let's talk about solutions now. What steps do you think should be taken to avoid issues like this going forward? Just let us know under 30 seconds because of our time.
I think the first one that has just been taken by JAMB, which is actually to the extent of suspending her and also withdrawing the result, should be allowed to stay. I mean, that is what the law says. There's no justification. There's no reason to give Ms. Omah any form of reconsideration or reprieve or soft landing. No, that is completely unnecessary. This was not someone that made a mistake. It is only when you make a mistake or when you feel a sense of remorse that you feel that you can get that level of reconsideration. But for someone who could tell the bare-faced lie, watch a video like she did, and told that lie to the whole world, disparaging, an institution of that nature, we should really use her to teach our young ones and children the proper lesson by allowing her to face, appropriately the music for her action. So she can learn that lesson not only for now but even also for the future.
Well, indeed, Larry Suraj, Chairman, Human and Environmental Development Agenda Header, thank you very much for your insight. And despite the best efforts by the country's military to bring lasting peace to the northeast and northwest region of the country, a multi-layered crisis rooted in long-standing tensions between ethnic and religious groups and attacks by criminal groups and armed bandits still lingers. As a way forward, former governor of Zamfara State, Sani Yerima, has asked President Bola Tinubu to negotiate with the terror gangs to ensure peace. According to him, only when the negotiation approach fails can the government go all out to eliminate the bandits. However, security experts have said the idea of negotiating with violent criminals should be approached with extreme caution. Our correspondent, Simis Ladigun, has more details in this report.
The violence in Nigeria's northern region, involving many armed organizations, including herder-allied groups, vigilantes, criminal gangs and jihadists, has killed over 8,000 people and displaced over 200,000 since 2011. To roll back the mayhem, former governor of Zamfara State, Sani Yerima, has urged President Bola Tinubu to dialogue with the bandits and offer them amnesty. According to him, the move would be similar to what the administration of former President Umar Yar'Adua did with militants in the Niger Delta, which gave birth to the amnesty program.
The major causes of this problem is poverty and ignorance. You cannot find an educated human being, properly educated human being who has something to do, to take his arm, a gun, to go and kill an innocent soul, just in the name of looking for food. These people are having, very high level of poverty and ignorance. So if the government now comes up with a program of rehabilitation, just like they did in the issue of Boko Haram when the issue, was handled. I'm sure you will have a successful ending of this crisis.
State-level peace efforts with several armed factions may have had some success, but more can be achieved if more actors lay down their weapons. Experts, however, say unlike the militants in the Niger Delta that had a central command, the complexity of banditry and terrorism will make negotiations difficult.
They have been negotiating with these people. And then, of course, it didn't work because the people have come to see that there's a lot of money involved, So I think what the military could do right now, I still believe in negotiation. But the best is carrot and stick approach, whereby they have to be pounded. They have to be pounded up to the level of where they want to surrender, and then we can negotiate.
Although Yerima argued that using military force would not resolve the problem and will continue to lead to collateral damage, experts have said it is crucial to explore all possible solutions to address the security crisis in the country.
These bandits of 2014, 2016 are not the bandits of 2021 and 2022. These are bandits that have moved away from just, attacking local, to try to make a name for themselves by getting into bed or, having a relationship with Boko Haram and even Israel. So my particular understanding is that we're no longer dealing with bandits, but we're dealing with what I would refer to as hybrid bandits. Bandits which now have a bit of terrorist narrative in what they do, and they have become more of a national. So it's going to be a bit difficult. I think we need to separate them, and we need to, I agree with the governor, there are some groups that need to be negotiated with, but some of the groups need to be eliminated.
Various reports have warned of the growing risks to Nigeria and its neighbors if the federal and state governments do not step up efforts to end violence in the country's northwest and other regions. They say durably ending the violence requires a multi-pronged approach, some of which must necessarily focus on the long term. Simisola Adigun, TV360 News.
Also on security matters, a member of the House of Representatives, Amobi Oga, has raised alarm over the rampant cases of kidnapping, banditry and other violent crimes in his federal constituency of Isugwato and Umunwe of Abia State. Addressing journalists after presenting a motion on the development at plenary, the lawmaker said kidnapping has been so rampant as people's homes demanding for ransom as low as 50,000 naira. While calling for the creation of state police, the lawmaker said one of the major duties of government, which is the security of lives and property, remains sacrosanct.
That the settlers and traders at the regional market at Lobanta are peaceful and law-abiding citizens. That the continued use of the cattle market as human shield could lead to misinterpretation that can make the market vulnerable to attacks. That the incessant attacks on the communities within Isukwato and Umunnochi local government areas has to force residents to flee their homes and abandon farmlands and other means of production and livelihood. At the security risk and untold hardship suffered by users of Enugu Port Harcourt Expressway through Lobanta, Ihube Isochi Road, Uturu Okigwe Road, Absu Junction, Akara Road, Uturu Afikpo Road, Umuaku Umuze Road, Ogu Ishagu Road, and other roads within Isukwato and Umunnochi local government area. of the need to increase military presence and patrols in that above roads and local government areas to restore normalcy and earn confidence of citizens as they carry their daily business activities. Therefore, I pray the President of Federal Republic of Nigeria to direct the Nigerian Army, the Nigerian Air Force, Nigerian Police, and Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps to intensify checks and other security measures around the regional cattle market in Lord Banta.
A federal high court in Kano State has issued an interim order restraining the Kano Public Complaints and Anti-Corruption Commission and the police from arresting Abdullahi Ganduje, the former governor of the state. In the interim order issued on Friday, the judge A.M. Lehman said the directive would remain in effect pending the hearing and determination of the substantive motion. The court also extended the order to all 8 defendants in the case, prohibiting them from taking any further action against the former governor or his associates. The court's decision came as a result of an ex parte application filed by the council to the applicant, whose identity was revealed as the immediate past governor of Kano State. The founder of the Albino Foundation Africa, Jake Ekpele, has said President Bola Ahmed Tinubu must endeavor to invest in Nigeria's electoral reforms, as this would aid in promoting political inclusion in the country. Ekpele will make this known at a review and validation of the Political Inclusion Index tool in Abuja, explained that the past election was not inclusive, therefore a lot must be done to address the loopholes.
We came together to agree to invest in the political index, which will be a thorough interrogation of some very salient issues around disability as it relates to political inclusion. It's also a step in the right direction because we are not only looking at persons with disability, a segment of it, but across board. I think it's time for us to yes, take into consideration what has happened, but also forge ahead. Let me use this opportunity to call on the president to invest in electoral reforms. Let's not turn the other way and feel that nothing happened. Something went wrong in this past election, and we must fix it.
We are no longer where we used to be. So, of course, we still need to continue with our advocacy in ensuring that persons with disabilities are included both in the planning process, implementation process, and even decision-making processes. So this will go a long way in ensuring or enhancing the inclusion of persons with disability in political process.
We'll take a break here, but still to come. Zelensky hails Ukraine on 100th day of war. We'll bring you details of the story and more right after this break.
Opinions are free, facts are sacred, but truth is universal.
How, in practical terms, can we, for instance, de-escalate the tension?
President must see himself as the President of the Federal Republic.
We know where the enemy is. 3 places, the Lake Chad Basin, the border area between Nigeria and Cameroon, and then the Sambisa Forest.
On Digi 360, we give you a complete dose of everything. Opinion, facts, and undiluted truth.
I hardly believe what politicians are saying in this part of the world.
A new Nigeria is possible, a future is possible.
We delve into the issues, dissect it so that you can understand it, use it to take action.
I don't think there's any need for any governor to look for grant for ranching.
Digi 360, dissecting the issues.
In the last 3 years, we have built a multi-purpose center, which is the envy of all in our constituency. And I can tell you that the people who are living there are already enjoying it.
Guy, do you think what this man just said is true? See, I seriously doubt. I'm sure it's one of those their silly lies.
Wait, do you know there's a way to find out if these things he's saying is true or not? This is the Construct app. It gives people like us a sure way to track implementation of constituency projects. It gives valid and verified information on location of projects, amounts allocated, amount funded, the level of job done, and even the profiles of concerned legislators. You and I can post directly on this app.
Are you serious?
This is the GoTo app if you want to know how our Commonwealth is being expanded by the government.
Wow. Let's even see if what this man said is true. Show me.
The Construct app is developed by Other People Nigeria with support from USAID and is available on both Google Play Store and Apple Store.
And it's true.
Of course, I told you.
Corruption not in my country.
Hello? Yeah, I found your wallet in front of a supermarket. Meet me at Apple Junction. Yes, I'll be waiting for you.
Now we find out. Two of us.
Thank you very much, officer. You know, it's surprising that men like you still exist in the police force.
Yes, so... Oh, yes.
This is just a token of my appreciation.
Oh, no, you don't need to do this. We are only doing our job.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
You're welcome.
Now I know police is really my friend.
Yes.
Friend. Hey. Which came out with this one? I don't understand.
You know your problem. You are greedy. I'm a policeman who is doing his job. All forms of corruption in the force. Not in my country.
Corruption not in my country.
Welcome back to News Now. Here is a recap of some of our top stories tonight. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board JAMB has issued an official statement following the acknowledgement of Ejikeme Mesuma that she forged a contested UTME result. Fabian Benjamin, the spokesperson, said it would not despair in spite the painful realization that some Nigerians would do anything to cast aspersions on its good reputation. We also told you that despite the best efforts by the country's military to bring lasting peace to the northeast and northwest region of the country, a multi-layered crisis rooted in long-standing tensions between ethnic and religious groups and attacks by criminal groups and armed bandits still lingers. As a way forward, former Governor of Zamfara State, Sani Yerima, has asked President Bola Tinubu to negotiate with the terror gangs to ensure peace. However, security experts have said the idea of negotiating with violent criminals should be approached with extreme caution. Well, in case you missed any of our news bulletin or for more updates, you can catch us on Limex World TV or log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram and YouTube at TV360 Nigeria. On Facebook, we are at TV360 Online. Welcome back. In business, the Nigeria Customs Service says it is partnering with the Federal Ministry of Transportation to strategize and implement policies that would boost trade facilitation. The Acting Comptroller General of Customs, Adewale Adeniyi, said this in Abuja when he hosted a team from the Federal Ministry of Transport. Adeniyi said that the service would make use of the instrumentality of its Customs and Excise Management Act 2023 as amended in ensuring the disposal of overtime cargoes from the port. He added that the NCS would put in place measures that double the efficiency and competitiveness of ports in the country through constructive collaboration between its management and stakeholders that are involved in similar operations at the ports. Well, away from business now to the foreign scene, President Volodymyr Zelensky has hailed brave Ukraine on its 500 days anniversary of Russia's invasion as the war's toll mounted, with 6 deaths reported in Russian rocket fire. Zelensky posted on social media an updated video clip of a visit to Snake Island in the Black Sea, a symbol of Ukraine's defiance against Russia. President Zelensky prayed for the victims of the war alongside Patriarch Bartholomew and the leader of the world's Orthodox after a regional tour to drum up support ahead of the NATO summit. The UN has documented 9,000 civilian deaths since the start of the war on February 24, 2022, including 500 children, although it estimates the real toll could be significantly higher. In sports, Nigerian football star and Super Falcons forward Asisat Oshoala has been named as a nominee for the prestigious 2023 Ballon d'Or award. The announcement was made by France Football, the organizer of the award, via its official Twitter handle on July the 7th. The nomination acknowledges Oshoala's remarkable contributions to a community through the creation of the Oshoala Academy, which empowers young women through sports. She is one of 5 individuals shortlisted for the award. And that's the size of our news bulletin. Many thanks for watching. I am Folashade Ogurinde. Bye for now.